good news for you. Amen. Listen. Hey, everybody, gather near. The doctor's in the house, so lend him your ear. The things he can say might even make your day. He might even help your pain go away. The doctor is in the house. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the doctor is in the house. Good day, everybody. This is Dr. Ron, host of Dr. Ron, unfiltered, uncensored, and truly unapologetic. Welcome to our 474th episode. And we're going to be talking a little bit, it is true that it will be a little bit about how inflammation can cause aging. But again, the focus of this program for the last 6 to 8 months is to make sure you have enough information so that you can be the CEO of your own body, so that you can make decisions and that you can listen to your body, and that the future of medicine is really here now. And it's not a pill or an ill or a pharmaceutical company. It's healing frequencies. That's the new frontier. That's the new holistic approach to healing by combining ancient wisdom, modern science, sound, light, and other forms of energy, acupuncture to heal our bodies and minds so we can restore balance and harmony. Because without that, we have dis-ease. We want to have balance and harmony in our bodies, leading to us having better and greater health and well-being. So the future of medicine, ladies and gentlemen, is here and now. And that's going to be the theme of most of our shows from here on in. And I want to just bring you up to date on the 39th annual report from the American Association of Poison Control Centers. And I guess we should have applause or whatever, but it shows 0 deaths from vitamins. 0 deaths from vitamins. And it's a lengthy report. It's published in Clinical Toxicology. 0 vitamins. There are no deaths, none whatsoever from vitamin A, niacin, B6, or any other B vitamin. No deaths from vitamin C, D, or E. No deaths from multiple vitamins. In fact, there were no deaths from any vitamin at all. So, people say bad things about vitamins because, like the Rife therapy, it works. And if our pharmaceutical cartels, as Woody Harrelson told them, our drug cartels are now big pharma. If their deal was working so good, why is U.S. life expectancy continuing to fall? In fact, historically declining. And if it's working all well, why are doctors still the third leading cause of death? Why do 25% of hospital admissions result in adverse events for the patient? What we have in modern medicine is it's a system that undervalues or blatantly ignores diets, lifestyle factors, like good restorative sleep, exercise, time-restricted eating, intermittent fasting. How they demonize the sun, where exposure to the sun can be really beneficial. And exposure to nature, which could be really beneficial, like grounding or tree hugging that they make fun of. And yet they pay no attention to electromagnetic fields and toxins. And in my opinion, electromagnetic fields should be grouped into the same category as toxins. So it comes down to a couple basic things. And I'll talk a little bit about it today because I've already done a few shows on inflammaging, which is a term, by the way, developed by an Italian researcher, inflammation and aging. Okay, but our gut is connected to everything. Everything is connected to the gut. It communicates with our brain. When it starts with a good digestive system and a good microbiome. And we also have to remember our diet is not just what we eat. We have to remember it is what we watch, what you listen to, what you read, the people you hang around. So that we are mindful of what we put into our bodies, both spiritually and physically. You won't hear a lot from your primary care provider about eating nutrient dense, low processed foods. And you won't hear a lot about taking supplements that might be able to help you heal faster, help you maintain healthy weight over time, recover better from exercise and training. How many times have you been told to lower your intake of things like sugar and processed meats? How about chemically sprayed crops? How about refined grain products? How about packaged snacks? Are you advised to have more high potassium foods and sources of magnesium, like leaf green veggies, sweet potatoes and avocados? Healthy fats, like extra virgin olive oil and coconut oil? Fermented foods, like kimchi? And how about taking a good probiotic along with probiotic foods and prebiotic foods like kefir? Why is that important again? Because if you have that nutrient dense diet, you will reduce your inflammation body wide. Okay. And of course, I'm not getting into taking Zymescence and melatonin. We've talked about that a lot. And longtime listeners know that I am a proponent of a Dr. Wang production called Zymescence, which is a systemic enzyme. It's the strongest one you can buy. You only have to take 3 a day, unless there's a problem. You stop making enzymes when you're about 27 to 30 years old. And when your body runs out of enzymes, you know what happens? You have death. So everything we say comes back to what I've talked about since the beginning of the China virus, that you have to have a superior interior. You have to have a healthy gut. Some people say that over 90% of all diseases can be traced back to the gut. And if it's traced back to the gut, they're talking about the microbiome, the bacteria, and so forth that are in our guts. In fact, we have more DNA from the germ family than we do from the human. And we can think of the gut as a control center, huh? Because you won't have any form of good health anywhere in your body without a good gut. So that's just what I want to remind you about. That's what we've been talking about. And let's just jump a little bit into inflammaging, which is how inflammation can accelerate aging. As we age, our bodies slow down, they break down and develop various symptoms, huh? But we just accept that as a fact. But one of the reasons for all these symptoms is inflammaging, low-grade inflammation. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to accept that. You don't have to accept inflammaging as a consequence of aging. You can live a vibrant and healthy lifestyle. But again, it comes back to proper nutrition, lifestyle strategies. What did we talk about a few weeks ago? Epigenetics control 92% of our expressions of our genes. Maybe more, but in around 92%. Lifestyle strategies can slow the inflammation process. And therefore, if it does that, it'll reduce your risk of age-related symptoms and health issues. Now, acute inflammation is a good thing. It helps us heal. We get redness, swelling, pain. Not a bad thing, because that's how your body brings in all the natural resources to get that sprain or strain or cut or laceration healed up. Brings in those white blood cells, protect you from viruses and bacteria, and they also get rid of all the debris. But if it gets to be chronic, if you get into a state of chronic inflammation, then those inflammatory products can lodge in your muscles and in your joints. And some researchers saying that inflammation is a leading cause of many diseases, both physical, neurological, including heart disease. So if heart disease and cancer are number 1 and 2, and if the base and root cause of them is inflammation, inflammation might be the number 1 cause of death. And it is associated with a host of diseases. And we're not going to go through all of them, because we really want to talk about how it affects aging. So, aging, it refers to an inflammatory response that is just gone crazy on steroids with the gas pedal all the way down. And this low-grade inflammation that is not being controlled can develop with advancing age and accelerate how old we get. Does some of it occur because our immune system ages? Sure, because we don't take care of it. We didn't know about that. We didn't know how to take probiotics. We didn't know about the blood-brain barrier and the leaky gut syndrome. Is some of it related to genetics? Probably, but as we said, lifestyle changes can correct that. But there's external things that can sustain this inflammation. Stimuli that can activate our immune system. Multiple articles talking about this. Oxidative stress, medical treatments, even stem cell therapy. But we have again, everything comes back to the role of our diet, supplementation, especially in the gut microbiome. What are symptoms of inflammation? Could be bone loss, muscle loss, weakness, loss of strength, memory problems, mood swings. How about brain fog? I live in a senior citizen community and lots of brain fog. Chronic pain, digestive issues, fatigue, low energy. But inflammation may develop because of a variety of reasons, and it's usually because of several factors, like eating high inflammatory foods. They're those processed foods we talked about. Refined sugars, refined oils, artificial ingredients, all those diet substitutes, junk foods, and foods that are highly processed, and you cannot even pronounce the ingredients. Why? Because these foods mess with your blood sugar, can cause an imbalance in your sugars, an imbalance in your hormone function. And when your blood sugar is not balanced, you create a lot of excuse me, I'm stuttering, products that are called AGE, advanced glycation end products. They're harmful compounds, make you age, all because of an unhealthy diet of sugar and fried foods. And if you're eating that type of diet, you can get a leaky gut syndrome. there's only one layer of cells that prevent the toxins from getting from your gut into your bloodstream. But an unhealthy diet, an unhealthy lifestyle, or exposure to too much toxins, including electromagnetic fields, you can create holes in this lining, and that would allow the bacteria, the toxins, undigested particles to pass into your bloodstream. Your body doesn't know how to deal with it, so it creates an inflammatory response. Then you have gut health issues and other chronic health issues. So leaky gut can increase your risk of inflammaging. And as we have talked about in the past, autoimmune diseases have a large component of leaky gut. And if you have leaky gut, you probably have leaky brain, and these same toxins can cross the blood-brain barrier. If you don't get restorative sleep, a good 8 hours of sleep, chronically stressed, you're going to have health problems and you're going to age faster. That's why last month we had Phil Safer on talking about box breathing, how that can get you out of the sympathetic realm into the parasympathetic realm, which is healing. And risks of all disease when you're under a lot of stress increase with age. I think I just read 75 to 80,000 chemicals in our environment, and maybe 20% have even been tested. There are huge contributing factors to getting older faster than you should be because of inflammation. It's in our air, it's in our water. Tap water is pretty toxic these days. You check that out on EWG.org. EWG, Environmental Working Group. The packaging that the food is, all the plastics, the pesticides and herbicides in our foods, the artificial ingredients, the chemicals. How about the chemicals that in our conventional household products, like our dishwashing and our clothes washing pods and other body products that we put on our body in a hot shower and all our pores are opened up? That can disrupt our body's endocrine system and cause inflammation. It can also cause allergies and chronic health issues. And we know that EMF, electromagnetic field exposure, can result in memory loss, headaches, fatigue, and stress. A 2015 study that was published in a journal called Carcinogenesis explains environmental toxins can disrupt your immune system and increase inflammation, and therefore increase your risk of cancer. You think if you have every time you increase inflammation, you increase aging. So you want to be careful of chronic infections, either from your gut or your mouth. Dental oral infections could be a major source. And if you're eating junk food, you're going to be nutrient deficient, and that can contribute to inflammation. If you're low in vitamin D, that could contribute to inflammation. And the B vitamins. And one other thing is zinc. Zinc has been incredibly, important for our immune system and metabolic function. We found this out during this virus thing that we had. So zinc, multiple studies showing how important that is to keep your immune system healthy and therefore keep your immune and gut system healthy. So genetics do play a role in it, but as I said, epigenetics is even more important. So that's just a little bit of an idea about inflammation and how inflammation can make you age. And especially be careful, ladies and gentlemen, of foods that are high in sugar or high in unhealthy fats. Think deli meats, think fried foods. Put them on the top of your list. But again, this gut microbiome, this superior interior, is made up of trillions of bacteria. It is incredibly important for our whole body. As we come through the birth canal, we are given a great balance of good and bad bacteria in our gut. And when we throw this balance off, we're in trouble. And then this dysregulation causes metabolic diseases, pulmonary diseases, nervous system conditions. Some think even Alzheimer's and dementia. We don't know how everything works, but there are a good number of good studies that are not all randomly controlled, but show a strong association. And they all come up with this leaky gut. So when these particles, like I said, these toxins and bacteria, they're thought of and acted upon as foreign invaders. And our immune system keeps attacking and attacking. Keep leaking, you keep getting attacked. So then what is one of the solutions? Again, a good nutrient dense diet with high fiber foods like whole grains, fruits, vegetables help restore that gut balance. And probably the best treatment for inflammaging and inflammation is losing weight. Belly fat is highly inflammatory because every day your belly fat is creating and releasing inflammatory compounds with different chemicals like interleukin 6 and tumor necrosis factor alpha that's keeping us in a state of chronic inflammation. And another reason why we stay fat, and we can't forget about the toxins. We're exposed to them from the time we get up in the morning from our tap water. They're stored in the fat to get them out of the system, to get them out. So out of the blood circulation, out of the lymph circulation. Your body doesn't want them. So it stores them in the fat. And a lot of times, when you go on a diet, you get sick. You say, I can't continue. I don't feel good. Well, it's the fat releasing those toxins. So unless you're detoxing while you're losing weight, it is a problem. But that's why a lot of people can't lose weight. They have so much toxins stored in their fat, they feel sick when they go on a diet. And that fat continually triggers an inflammatory response. So people say, well, I'll just take an anti-inflammatory. Oh, nice try. None has been approved for use in fighting chronic low-grade inflammation. And the side effects of stomach bleeding, increased blood pressure, kidney disease, just add to your chronic health issues. Lifestyle changes, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way to do it. Eat your veggies. Eat high fiber foods. Avoid the outsides of the rows of a supermarket. Eat from around the outside of the supermarket. So maybe less bacon and more broccoli. Hey, vegetarianism isn't the answer either. That's only if you want to, but it's not going to cure inflammaging. Now they're packed with some strong anti-inflammatories and vitamins, Uh, but you don't have to banish meats from your diet because as we get older, we do need to have some good protein to prevent muscle loss. So there's a nice balance between plant, nuts, seeds, beans, and grains, and animal protein. Eat your organic, grass fed meats and wild caught fish, which have lower inflammation factors. And get out and exercise. Get your meat off the seat. 20 minutes of moderate exercise suppressed inflammatory response. You don't have to devote your life to exercising. 20 minutes a day. So the difference between you feeling okay or feeling great probably could be exercise. So is exercise unpleasant? You don't like the idea? Do you like the idea of heart surgery? You make the choice. So inflammaging. What else do I have for you today? We talked about that. How about I have a list here someplace of superfoods to try as we age well. Goji berries, watercress. That's a leafy green type, right? It has a bite and a mustard flavor, but it contains a lot of good chemicals. Chia seeds. Uh, it's a nutrient dynamo, ladies and gentlemen. It has 3 times the antioxidants of blueberries and 6 times the calcium of milk and more iron than spinach and more niacin than soybeans. Chia seeds and turmeric. It's something that a lot of my friends, including myself, use every morning in our bullet coffee. But you can find it in tea, smoothies, lattes, energy bars. Turmeric has that component called curcumin, and that can prevent shortening of the telomere. That's where size really matters. It's in telomere size. So if we can prevent that from shortening and protect that cap, like the end of a shoelace, we'll live longer. And shortened telomeres are one of the leading causes of aging. How about wild salmon? Well, that's because it has the good DHA, omega-3 fat. Not like the salmon raised in tanks, the farm-raised salmon. Avocados, eat fish, maybe try an avocado. They're packed with good fats, and they're also good for your skin and heart. That's a kind of good fat, not to be demonized. You know, an avocado has more potassium than a banana, and it has a lot of fiber. Has about, from what I can see, 20 different vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants to help your body fight diseases. Blueberries, well, they always rank high. Just have to make sure they're not sprayed with tons of chemicals. But olive oil, well, again, here you have to be a little bit careful because of all the pirating going on, but a good brand of olive oil can protect your DNA and slow your aging process. And it has to be extra virgin ones because they're not processed as much because the processing strips the olive oil of all its good nutrients. Now, number 9 on this list is ginseng. And the author says there's mounting evidence that ginseng may be good for your skin too. Well, we'll take that. If we don't want to age, we want to have nice looking skin. Beets. Well, beets have been talked about on television now, right? They even sell beet supplements. They're rich in vitamin C, fiber. Same thing like blueberries. They have a lot of antioxidants and keep our blood vessels open, which is really important both for ED, for coronary artery disease. Nitric oxide. Well, generally nuts are pretty good, huh? No matter which one you choose, cashews, walnuts, almonds, pistachios, pecans, or pecans, chestnuts. They're listed in the category of anti-aging superheroes because of all the nutrients they're packed with. Papaya, I don't see as much of that as I did when I lived in Puerto Rico, but it's a great tropical favorite. Very nutritious, packed with antioxidants and vitamins. Here's one you're all going to like is broccoli. Well, it does have a lot of vitamin C in it, ladies and gentlemen. And vitamin C is essential for collagen production, the most prevalent protein in our body. It gives our skin strength and elasticity. And we'll have to talk more about suffering because that has a lot to do with keeping our DNA strong and prevent damaging. Well, maca root has been talked about in all kinds of magazines. It's noted to be a hormonal imbalance is a functional marker of aging, right? And they think that maca root has a hormone balancing effect. Flax seeds, pomegranates, chlorella. They're in this list of superfoods. How can they benefit you? Well, they can benefit you by having your skin just be hydrated and glowing. They can lower your risk of diabetes and heart disease. You can give you better circulation, like the beets. Lower your blood pressure, improve your gut health, and make you have better and stronger bones and a good immune system. So we're all looking for that fountain of youth, but we have to work at it. It's going to be lifestyle changes that do it for us. Okay, so we know if we follow the pharmaceutical cartels, they haven't been proven over the last 100 years to do any good for us except for themselves. Life expectancy in the U.S. is falling. More and more people have chronic diseases. If you reach age 65, 80% of you will have some kind of form of chronic disease. 80%. We want to keep a superior interior. We want to keep our gut full of good bacteria. A study I found from last year showed that ultra-processed food jumped from 53% of all calories consumed by the typical American all the way up to 57%. That's bad enough, but then fresh food calories plunged from 32.7 to 27.4%. You wonder why we're not staying healthy, huh? Okay, doctors are a leading cause of death. 1 in 5. I mean, most senior citizens, they take 5 different medications, and maybe some of them are added to that to correct the side effects of the ones they're already taking. So we need a good balanced, effective life. We need to talk more about frequencies and how they can affect our bodies. Our bodies are used to handling frequencies. You can't overdose on them. Frequencies are the future of medicine, and it is now. I had one other thing I wanted to talk to you about. Nothing about aging, but it does really have something to do about aging. See if I had about microwave popcorn. Well, that's not it. Anyway, the chemicals inside that microwave popcorn are just horrible. They're in the bag, so you want to avoid that. And I'll get the statistics for you for the next time I broadcast. What else? We talked about retinopathy. AI is the future. Frequencies are the future. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Look, dense life, nutrient dense diet, lifestyle changes, an attitude of gratitude. Remember to forgive and forget. If you take the upper road, the high road, the view is always better from up there and you'll sleep better. Remember about grounding and earthing, getting those free electrons, earthing mats if you need to, walking barefoot on the beach or on the grass, getting in touch with Mother Earth and the electrons. So they are also anti-inflammatory. That's why you feel so good when you go to the beach in your bare feet and your kids bury in the sand. You're getting all those free electrons from Mother Earth. So let's get back to nature. Let's try living a little simpler, trying to eat better. And God willing, we'll see you next week. As they say, we'll see you on the radio. We don't have a website per se. We do on Podbean, podbean.com, Dr. Ron, Unfiltered, Uncensored. We do have an email if you want to talk to us, Doc Ron Radio, DOC Radio at gmail.com. We're on Spotify, LinkedIn, iTunes, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. I think now we're also on Samsung Podcasts and always on Podbean. So thank you for listening. Hope you learned something. And I do have to make a trip to take care of a sick relative, and hopefully I will have some time to broadcast next week. So have a great day. See ya.
Hey everybody, Dr. Ron's finished for the day. I hope you got some good wisdom for what the man had to say. If it's all about good health, he's the man you got to see. He has a lot more answers for you. So tune in next week when the doctor is in the house. Or when the doctor is in the house. And let the doctor know what's bothering you. When the doctor is in the house. The doctor is in the house. The doctor is in the house. And let the doctor know what's bothering you. I'm sure he can tell you just what to do. The doctor is in the house. The doctor is in the house. Let the doctor know what's bothering you. When the doctor is in the house. So if you have a pain, call the doctor. If you have a strain, call the doctor. Let the doctor know what's bothering you. When the doctor is in the house.